right?
Are you familiar with the Texas sharpshooter fallacy, Unorthodox?
No. That sounds a little too soon. Texas sharp. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I'm not familiar with the Texas sharpshooter fallacy.
Do you want to explain it to him, Nathan, or you want me to do it?
You go ahead, John.
Yeah, that's where you get a barn door, right? And you start shooting at the barn door.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then after you're done shooting, you walk over and you put the target around the tightest shot group. In other words, do you get it?
I get it. You know, I would like to tell you this, Nathan. I tried to find examples of what you were saying to support your argument that the second law is defined as hot always flows from hot to cold, and I couldn't find any examples that say that that's what the second law is.
That's not a definition. That's an example.
It's a general summary. You need a citation for that?
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to use citations to support his argument. I couldn't find any.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, this is
thermodynamics, energy transfer.
You ready?
Universe.
You ready?
Ordered.
You ready? You want to shut up?
I mean, there might be one out there, but
hey, Nathan.
Oh my God. of them I found, or everyone I found, didn't have it.
Oh my God! Are you gonna shut up?
No, John.
Word, sir. Hey, Nathan. I'll just give it to you.
Okay, you're gonna stick it in the chat.
I'll put it in the Skype chat for you. There you go. Can you read that?
You want me to just read out what's here?
Yeah, just read out the second law of thermodynamics, places and observation. That one.
Second law of thermodynamics places an observation of everyday life into a formal statement. Heat flows spontaneously from a substance at a higher temperature to a substance at a lower temperature, and does not flow spontaneously in the other direction.
There you go.
Well, there you go. There's one citation.
I've got one too. Look at my screen.
Why did I have so much trouble finding that then?
Because
I don't know.
Maybe you don't know what you're doing.
So I've got pulled up here. How far down are you clicking? Because I looked at like the first, 6, 7 or so, and I couldn't find.
Look at my screen. It was my first search. Heat always flows from hot to cold. And even in that statement,
the second law of thermodynamics, you typed in heat always flows from hot to cold. Of course, that's going to be the first one that comes up.
Read what the first statement says. The first statement of the second law of thermodynamics, heat flows spontaneously from hot to cold body. Tells us that the
typed that in specifically.
Shut up!
Can't help it. When he's getting his ass handed to him. When he's getting his ass handed to him, that's what he's got to do.
I can't hear you, Nathan. Too many people are talking.
The demonstrations that are being illustrated of his stupidity, rather than let them hang out there, he talks over them to make it obfuscate his humiliation.
Yes, exactly. They all do it. He's not the only one. He's not the only one, Nathan.
And the first thing that came up
every day, right? Just listen to
That's not what he typed in.
Right? He won't shut up.
That's not what he typed in.
Oh my!
He said he typed in the second law of thermodynamics, and that's the first thing that came up. That's not what he typed in. He didn't type in the second law of thermodynamics. I saw it on the screen.
Okay, I've got. It's the after show, and I wouldn't normally do this because this is sort of my tact on the live debate. But none of this is anything to do with the point. None of us are in disagreement about what the second law of thermodynamics states or does, and it doesn't contravene our point about space. Presumably, that's why we're discussing this subject, right, Unorthodox? You think I'm wrong that space is fake?
I think you're being disingenuous in presenting the second law that way. I think you're trying to cherry pick the definition to support your argument. You're not including the whole definition. Obviously.
You didn't give the whole definition yet.
I have. It's hot. Heat flows from hot to cold unless some kind of work is input.
You freaking clown! That's what Nathan said.
He never says anything about work.
Oh my God.
This talks about entropy. It talks about a lot of stuff, but typically it does not state it as. It kind of relates it back to energy and work.
He didn't say his normal statement. It doesn't say heat flows from hot to cold, which was a very succinct summary of the quite clear definition I didn't even have. I was just repeating back my understanding in a succinct way. But I've just read the definition that John's got. I can post the citation to, what is it, teaching.smp.edu, an education site that's labelled the second law of thermodynamics. I can do that if you want to, but it seems, like I pointed out at the beginning, number one, this is just an attack on me. Number two, it in no way gets you around the problem of space being fake.
Right.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact that you're using the definition improperly.
Yeah,
He's
say it
not,
again,
you're a clown.
dickhead. So it's just an ad hom tack on me, and it doesn't address space being fake.
I'm just reiterating the fact that, yeah, you are using it incorrectly.
Yeah,
And
third
I'm
time.
reiterating
So
the
just
fact
an
that you're a
ad hom on me, asshole.
Not an ad hom, it's a fact, Nathan.
Yeah, you're not addressing the point. You're picking apart my understanding of the definition of the second law. That is an ad hominem attack on me. It doesn't address the point that space is fake. It just addresses my understanding. Me, personally, at the man. Me, ad hominem.
No, I'm just stating facts here, Nathan. You're leaving part of the definition out.
Oh my god, he doesn't understand what an ad hominem fallacy is.
Nope, he doesn't. No one does.
These people are thick. Like, literally thick. You don't understand what an ad hominem fallacy is, you moron.
No.
Yep.
You moron!
How is pointing out facts and ad hom?
Oh,
You
God.
don't understand what an ad hominem fallacy means. You don't know what ad hominem means. What does, loosely translated into English, when people say ad hominem or ad hom,
You're a
what does
dickhead.
that mean?
That's what it means.
Yeah, what does
You're a
it
wanker.
mean? This is another time where we try and clarify that a bonehead doesn't understand what he's saying. We already know this to be fact. I'm just torturing
you're a
you for
wanker.
fun. We know for a fact you don't know what this fallacy means. You've abused it 3 times in a row. In the face of me pointing out that you're doing it. And I ask you what it means and we get a long pause. I'm just torturing you for fun. You're a moron.
Yeah, and you're
What
deliberately misleading.
Does ad hominem mean?
You're a wanker, Nathan.
Yeah. What an excellent demonstration of an ad hominem attack.
Yep. That was one.
That was
You
one,
got it.
yeah.
There's another example.
That's a different example of an ad hominem attack.
See, you didn't get it. Lord, I said it 5 times. It took you that long to get it?
Yeah. You are addressing me, personal, at the man, understanding of the second law of thermodynamics rather than the issue that's actually on the table. You have misdirected the issue
I brought up
onto
the issue.
me. Onto
I brought up the
me,
issue.
the man. Even when I'm slowly, painstakingly talking to him, trying to explain his misunderstandings and misapprehensions, he still talks. This is why dumb people stay dumb.
Yep.
You don't understand what an ad hominem fallacy is. Maybe go away and research it, you
You're a
utter
wanker.
dumbass.
That's ad hom.
Even then he did it. Even then. My advice to you,
Yeah,
get a
being
brain.
effect, by the
I
way.
can't say it quick enough before he'll interrupt. I literally can't get the advice in fast enough before he overtalks me. Get a brain, go and research what ad hominem means. It's a fallacy.
And the second law of thermodynamics, because you don't know what that is either. And you don't know what isolated, closed, and open systems are either.
You guys didn't demonstrate that my colloquial definitions were improper.
Yes, we did. You said, oh my god, non-isolated. Demonstrating in one word, non-isolated. Is that actually word or is it hyphenated? Nonetheless, I digress. Just my trying to figure out the stupidity level. One word demonstrates quite adequately that you do not understand the difference between isolated, open, and closed, because you constantly equivocated open and closed as non-isolated.
Right.
So in doing so, you demonstrate you don't understand this.
The distinction is between math.
And now he's going to try and define it. My God. It's just like pulling teeth. God. Despair of unorthodox. But I do love him.
He's going to go on Anthony's show later today if Anthony's going to have a show. He's going to pull the same maneuver. He's going to do the same
Is there something wrong with that?
He'll pull the horse out claiming he's proved it on my show. He'll say, I proved this on Nathan's show with a horse.
Is there something wrong with what I just said?
Nathan, you know what he did yesterday? He introduced the same argument that he did 8 months ago underneath his video, the one I clobbered, and then he deleted it. And then 2 more times subsequently brought the same thing on the show, and we tore it down using the scientific method. His height.
You didn't tear it down. You guys barely addressed it, John. Don't lie.
I remember. Height was his cause, right? Height was his independent variable.
He did it yesterday. Yeah. I put it in the comments section in Discord, and then I sent a copy to Anthony also. Anthony, did you get that?
Did I? I mean, I did exactly what you guys wanted. I put it in the little box.
He's going to do it again, isn't he? He's going to claim he formulated a hypothesis and did an experiment. And when we go through this circle jerk routine, we'll find out that height is the independent variable, won't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I did what you guys wanted. Don't tell me I didn't.
What? Used height, a concept, as an independent variable. We asked you to do that, did we? No. Don't misrepresent what we have asked. There is in no way in any circumstances you can put some quotes around me asking for a concept to be used as an independent variable, you utter muppet. No, that's not what we have asked. You're a stupid buffoon who doesn't listen and talks like he's doing now. Next time, listen to what we've asked you for. Go and prove gravity. That's not something that requires using a concept as an independent variable. Okay, Muppet Brain?
What? A height is a concept? We can't measure it? That completely disregards the fact we can measure it. Your argument doesn't.
You should have seen it, man. I'm going to copy it, Nathan. I'm going to copy it off Discord, my exposition of his little fruitcake example, and I'll send it to you. You're going to laugh. You're going to recognize it.
We looked at it together, and you guys had like no rebuttals whatsoever because I couldn't use height.
He takes the scientific method off Science Buddy's site, number one.
Science Buddies? Excellent.
Yeah, I used yours.
Does it? Is that? Let me get it right. Is that the one that starts with? Oh God, let me get it. Does it start with something about an idea or something like that?
Ask a question.
Ask a question. That's it.
You guys present it.
Not observe a phenomena, but ask a question.
No, but he substituted the first step. It said make an observation. Right. That's wrong.
I was going word for word for what you guys wanted.
Ask a question for the second step. That's wrong.
Well, then you presented it wrong because I used what you guys wanted.
I never presented that.
You did.
Never in my life have I presented step 1, make an observation. Step 2, ask a question. Never. Not once in my life.
Okay, well, I'll pull up some video and we'll see.
You know why?
You still haven't told me what's wrong with my understanding about open and closed systems. You still haven't. You haven't even attempted.
Can I try?
Go ahead.
Or will you just talk non-stop?
What's wrong with understanding?
Can I try, or will you talk over me? The 2 steps that you've presented thus far. So you've got make an observation. Well, you can look at. Oh, I can't clearly.
Yep.
Remaining forever dumb.
Okay. You outline it for me. Tell you what.
Got 2 seconds.
That's wrong.
Now he's going to try and tell me. Now he'll tell me how it's right. What a dumbass.
Yep. And I'll do it.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's wrong.
And you keep talking.
Outline what you want, and I'll do it.
Yeah. Shut up. That's what I want. So, just making an observation doesn't require science. So, in the first step, quoted by Science Buddies or whoever dumbass site you've got this from, makes a fundamental flaw in the first step because you need to science it, right? Understand what is happening, the cause of an effect. Just looking at something is not observing an effect. You're just looking at something. I can look at my table. Do I need science? No. I can just look at it. It's an observation, yeah. But is it observing something happening? Phenomena? Something taking place in the natural world that might need explanation? No.
Pressure changing. Observing
Sorry,
pressure changing.
I didn't need you to insert an example for me. Thank you. Try to contain your ejaculations. So, step 1 that they give doesn't conform with the actual scientific method because just observing something doesn't require explanation. You can look at something.
I thought I was using your example. I thought I used your example specifically. If you want me to change it, let me know what you want me to change. Outline the steps I need to do, and I'll put it in there for you.
No problem. Step 1. Observe a phenomena.
Pressure changes with height. You can feel it in your ears. You can feel your ears expanding.
Sorry, pressure changes the phenomena.
Yes, and you observe that through your ears. The pressure changing isn't a phenomenon. John, have you never went on a plane? Have you never climbed a mountain? You never climbed a mountain?
Nathan, I could share this. I have Discord pulled up. I got his whole routine.
Never climbed a mountain. Doesn't know that air pressure, your ears expand whenever you go higher.
It might take some fiddling, but I might be able to share it with the... this is probably quite a useful opportunity during the end of this bit to fiddle and see if I can actually share your screen with them.
Okay. You guys still haven't addressed what's wrong with my understanding of open-closed system. You guys still haven't addressed that.
What? No, you didn't understand. You kept on saying it's the opposite of... what was the word he used?
Non-isolated.
Non-isolated. Bundling both open and closed together.
I'm probably using the terms colloquially, like I said before, is that what's exactly wrong with my statement that one is relating to mass entering the system or mass not entering the system, energy entering the system or not entering the system, or in relationship to both.
Nope.
Why do you put a question
mark? Can I get a point
out
before you start talking, Nathan?
Why is it that you put a question mark in the middle of a statement? Why is that?
Because it wasn't meant to be answered, Nathan.
Oh, so you're just asking rhetorical questions that need answering.
Yeah, that's why I kept on going.
Hold on. What you're saying is you hold the answer true, regardless of the fact that it is actually a question.
No, I'm asking you to explain what's wrong with what I said. What's wrong with saying?
I'll try again.
That it's
That's
the
where
energy.
that was the question mark.
Or the
That's not rhetorical. You stupid boy. Yeah? What's wrong with what I've done? Pause. Then carry on talking. So do you want to know what you've done wrong or not?
I was reiterating what I did, Nathan. I was explaining.
Unbelievable.
So you tell me then, Dick Brain. You tell me.
I was making sure you didn't attack something I didn't say, that you remembered it correctly.
Oh my God. Hey Nathan, are you seeing this? Let's move on because we've done enough.
Still haven't addressed it. Still haven't addressed what's wrong with my understanding.
Sure, we haven't. Can you see this, Nathan?
I've got it up for the audience. I just can't share it with them.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
I want to know what's wrong with my understanding.
Okay, can you shut him up?
Just tell me what's wrong with the understanding.
You're dumb. That's the problem. I'll tell you what's wrong. You are thick.
Yeah, if you could shut up, we're going to go through this. It's the example that you provided yesterday on Anthony's show.
Just go ahead. It's on screen. The audience can see it when it gets re-uploaded. Yeah.
All right, this B50 is unorthodox. And like I said, I pummeled this second grade boneheadedness about 8 months ago under your video. I was writing this to him. That, like I said, he deleted after I posted this response. So he deleted the entire video, but that's all right. I had saved all my responses. In fact, I Skyped you with him, but that was a long time ago. You probably don't remember. So, and I pummeled it 2 times. Well, we pummeled it 2 subsequent times on the debate live. So here we go. Step number 1, make an observation. Air pressure changes as you move up and away from the Earth's surface. So this is a train wreck. Number 1, because the first step of the scientific method is observe a natural phenomenon, not make an observation. And Nathan just explained to you why. And number 2, nobody has ever observed air pressure changes. They were measured. So it's toast right there, but let's go on. Step 2, ask a question. Why does the air pressure change? So, like I said, there is no ask a question step in the scientific method. And I told him, stop getting your science acumen from science buddies, right? Step number 3, hypothesis. This is when it starts to get fun. If the air pressure changes as you move up and away from Earth, then it must be due to the air particles being attracted to Earth, i.e., gravity. You recognize this right away. It's a clumsy affirming the consequent form of logical fallacy, number 1. 2, why are you saying if air pressure changes when you already know it does? See Trainwreck first statement, right? Air pressure changes as you move up and away from Earth's surface. So why are you using if down here? This is a conditional statement. You made a firm statement right here. You already know it does. So it's a train wreck right there. Then he just invokes by mere fiat from Narnia gravity as the cause of your already known non-observed phenomena. This is tantamount to saying if the air pressure changes as you move up and away from Earth, then it must be due to the air particles being attracted to Earth, i.e. invisible three-toed gnomes or shape-shifting magnetic unicorns, or you could conjure just any fairy tale and plug it in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Step 4, experiment. Measure the air pressure as you move away from the Earth's surface. Number 1, this isn't an experiment because you don't have an independent, dependent, or controlled variables. Number 2, measuring isn't an experiment. It's measuring. Number 3, why would you need to measure the air pressure since you already know the air pressure changes as you move away from the Earth? Again, see Trainwreck step 1. Independent variable, height. Height, depth, width, length are not independent variables. They don't cause anything. Independent variable is your cause. The null hypothesis. The air pressure will never change regardless of how far you are away from the Earth's surface. Number 1, you already know this is not the cause, right? You already know it because you already know the air pressure changes from your first step. This is just a circle jerk. Number 2, this isn't a viable null because you'd have no independent variable. So, in conclusion, to call this crayon munching buffoonery is insulting to actual crayon munching buffoons. The end.
Yeah, the crayon munching buffoons who built the world that exists right now, right?
Did you get all that, Nathan?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, great job.
Let
me clap for you.
Thank you.
Like I said, I did exactly what you guys wanted. If there's a problem with the steps outlined, I did exactly what you guys wanted, John.
No,
so you're moving the goalpost. I put it in the little box you wanted me to put it in there via your examples.
Formulating
and your outlines. I put it in the box, and now you're moving the goalpost.
You won't shut up, man.
Yeah. So formulating a crap hypothesis that is not scientifically valid doesn't suddenly mean that you've done science just because you can put it into a certain format. Formatting it doesn't make it science. Saying, look, I've got an even their relationship here.
You wanted proof. Science. You wanted proof in that format.
Oh, right. Okay, hold on a second, Unorthodox. Let's just think of something that's similar. So if I say, if woman, then explosion. I've got a formulated hypothesis, therefore proof. Women cause explosions. I've formulated, right? I've got it into that little box, haven't I?
To your definition of proof.
I've got it into that little box.
I'm not saying my definition. I'm saying your definition.
I've got it into that little box.
Proof according to your definition.
I've got it into the little box, though, man. I've done everything you've asked.
No, you haven't. You haven't done everything I've asked. Not even close.
And you have.
Not even close.
Yeah, and you have. What? This is valid science, this train wreck, that you're going to continually say, I've done everything you've asked. Like you've somehow proved it with science.
Let's just say it's due to the density, right? How come all the air particles are mixed up together? How come the denser air particles aren't at the bottom?
My God, it's just
and the lighter air particles at the top.
You've just had this explained for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you just circle jerk. Amnesia again.
Amnesia. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
you just
think
had
he
it
did a very good
explained
job
for
of
10
tearing it apart,
minutes.
to be honest with you.
10 minutes he's just took, going through your Trainwreck in detail. He's gone through it in a comment section with you on a video you deleted. Am I having amnesia? Did I just hallucinate
It's the same
that
thing.
happening?
It's the same thing. I deleted it because there was a mistake in the writing, and I didn't delete it. I just privated it. So it's still applicable. And I'm an honest person. I'll admit that. I don't know if you guys think there's something wrong with actually realizing an error and adjusting for it. Is there something wrong with that?
No problem with that. We didn't say you're dishonest.
Okay. Well,
It's just
all I can say
science.
is that I did it. I did exactly what you guys wanted. I put it in the format
No,
you
you
wanted.
didn't.
You said it was proof, and then whenever I put it in
No,
there,
you
you're like,
didn't.
no,
This is not the format.
not right. You didn't do it right. I did, though.
My
I did
format.
exactly what you
I
wanted.
never said the scientific method step 1 is making an observation. Never said that. And I never said step
Okay, well,
2
what's
was
step 1? Like I said,
never
God.
said that.
tell me what it's
Good
supposed to be,
times.
and I'll do it.
Will you pause long enough for us to tell you for a second time? Probably fourth.
Go ahead.
Observation of natural phenomena.
How is that any different? How could my first statement? How does that
I'll
not?
try
I don't
again.
understand.
It was the second time. Hearing problems. I'm not even going to ask. I'll just assume hearing problems, not amnesia. So I can make an observation of, let's use the same example again, a table. I don't need any scientific validity to have a little look at something. Or a lighthouse.
And it's not natural because man made it. So
Or I could look at a tree.
So air pressure
I
changing.
can look at something, just so that, fair enough, needs clarity, John, you're right. I can look at a tree, yeah, but I'm still just making an observation. If I look at a leaf falling from the tree, that would be a phenomena that I could apply the scientific method to. But step 1 is observation of phenomena, not observation alone.
So observing the phenomena would be observing your ears hurting as you move up and away from Earth's surface due to the pressure. Is that not a phenomenon? Are your ears expanding? Is that not a phenomenon?
You've already got a cause. You've already got a cause and effect explanation in what you've just said. Do you not? Starting to lose patience.
Is it a phenomenon or not?
You've got the explanation for it in the details of what caused it.
So I should have shut up before. Is it a phenomenon or not? Yes or no? Is that a phenomenon?
observe a natural phenomenon. Technically, it wouldn't be, but I would accept it.
I was going to say it's touch and go. I could technically class that as a phenomena.
So there you go.
But you've already got the cause of it in the details of how you've come to observe it.
So what?
You already know the cause. In science, right, the cause is the independent variable, the thing that you're going to vary because you think you've established what causes. Guess what? What are you trying to cause? The natural phenomena that you've observed. So the phenomena
cause my ears to
just
hurt,
shut
Nathan.
up. The reason it's important to not just be a observation, but an observation of a phenomena is because that observation is your dependent variable. It is the effect. So if you just look at something, you're not observing an effect. To have
that's why
he still fucking can't shut up.
Yep.
To have a dependent variable, a happening, an effect, you've got to first observe something bloody happening, not just look at something.
We are observing.
If he could shut up,
Nathan.
The point, the actual crescendo every time.
Yeah.
So you observe a phenomena.
Yes, the air pressure changing.
That doesn't just happen. That's not a phenomena.
Yeah, and you don't see air pressure changes.
Right.
The air pressure
Air
can't
is
change.
transparent.
No, yeah, right. Number one,
telling me
you're
a low
going to make a
pressure
measurement.
system can't
Number
move
two,
in
it
here and
doesn't
I
just
can't feel
happen. In order for it to happen, you give us the cause, don't you? You're about to add the caveat bit, the bit that is actually the cause. The whole problem that we're desperately and unsuccessfully trying to communicate to what can only be described as a fuckwit.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
You're
say.
a genius, Nathan. You are going to go down in the annals of history as the one man who understood it all. I just really hope history is kind to you, and they really acknowledge your genius, and you can show just how wrong everybody else is. It's going to be really amazing.
Like, I don't claim a dome and lots of other shit that people come along and say I've claimed. I have never once declared I know everything. Quite the reverse. I say I enjoy being a flat earther for how little I now realise I know. How exciting it is to not know stuff. You, on the other hand, with your dogma, come here and think you know everything. But like all of the globehead assholes who come here, you're projecting onto me. No, I don't claim to know everything. On the contrary, I don't know anything.
No, you just claim everybody else is wrong, right?
When they are.
No,
he
doesn't just claim
do you
it.
have
He
to
shows
scream into the internet every day that the entire world
He shows
is
it.
built on
Big
fallacies?
difference.
Give me a break, Nathan.
Joe, he demonstrates your ignorance. He doesn't just claim it. Big difference.
No, we understand these concepts like gravity, and we use them to engineer real world, real life objects.
Yeah, we're not going back there.
You don't. Would you like an example that was done on this show? Do you want an example of where you don't? Unisolated. That one word demonstrated admirably that you didn't understand the concept being detailed, i.e. an unisolated system.
Non-isolated, Nathan.
Pardon?
Non-isolated.
Non-isolated gives you two options that are the antithesis of one another, but you kept saying it no matter how much we tried to lead you by the hand.
Still haven't detailed the specific problem with it.
So non means the issue. I'm not using the demonstration to enter back into a debate with you. I'm pointing out that you're stupid.
Yeah, you haven't pointed it out. That's what I'm asking you for. Point out specifically what.
Okay.
What's wrong with my definitions? I asked you like 5 times. You still haven't stated what's wrong with them.
I've just told you. Is it amnesia this time, or hearing this time, or just as I've asserted correctly? You're a dumb fuck.
I asked you like 5 times, Nathan. You never said anything.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bring us back onto the debate about non-isolated systems. Systems, plural. Not just one to compare it to, but 2. Not only 2, but the antithesis of one another. Open and closed. So a non-isolated system doesn't give you a single option you can compare to. You have drastically different options. 2. Open and closed. But the fact that we had to keep dragging you to give us those 2 things and point out that you didn't know in advance, so you didn't claim when we told you that you understood implicitly when you're a dumbass, like you do. We tell you and then you go, I said from the start. Because that's what dumb people do when the penny drops.
You basically just said what I said, and instead of me using one improper word...
He's going to do it right away, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said in the beginning, Nathan.
His timing is just perfect. It's like you could chunk that little bit out. He's going to end up on the head of a spike from some 200,000 subscriber YouTuber, isn't he? That's what's going to happen.
I don't.
The point is so obscure and obfuscated by now, Nathan. I seriously doubt.
Unorthodox.
At this point,
you are the man.
I'm embarrassed for you, sir. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're giving me. I want to have mercy on you. I really do. I don't want to.
I still don't understand where my understanding is incorrect. We have a system.
That's the point.
Follow me from here and tell me what's wrong, okay?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you. You don't know.
Hold on, follow me from here. Let me finish. Follow me from here, okay? My example was a system.
It's happening now. It's happening now. This is your problem. It's happening right now. This is your problem.
A system
this is your problem. You're suffering it now.
And a system that has
your trouble
in a state
is still
of
happening.
either
There's no medicine I can give you to solve your problem, and it's happening now.
So what's the problem?
It's the problem because they can't shut up. continually overtalk. They never listen. They want to go on, dragged monologues, droning on about nothing. Right? They all do it. All of them.
What was wrong with what I just
Never
said?
shut up. Never shut up and listen.
Why can't I get you to detail what's wrong with the systems I just outlined? I've outlined the
already
systems
did for
many
the past
times,
2
and you're
hours.
picking on one specific term that I'm talking about.
We already did
Whenever
2
that has-
hours. For 2 hours, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not going over it again.
Yeah, he's demonstrated in what he's just said. I'm talking about one specific system. So in the face of my explanation, literally minutes earlier, probably seconds earlier,
Yep.
where I explained that a non-isolated system does not give you one thing to compare to. It gives
Right.
you two that are the antithesis of each other. But
Right.
that will never sink in. You still
I
don't
don't
understand the problem.
I don't really understand what you're saying in the context
Right.
that we're talking
That's
about.
the problem.
That's
That's
the
the
problem.
problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. When we try to
You don't
explain,
understand.
usually
Well,
you
you
talk.
think he would maybe try and explain it another way, but
Yeah, I do.
He's
And
been
you
trying to
talk.
explain it to you for 2 hours now.
well, then I don't understand why we can't just use my direct examples as an
What you're
explanation
saying is,
of what's going
try
wrong
to
here.
explain it to you for 2 hours. You obfuscate indefinitely, and when we get so sick of it, you just assert your position
I've
again.
asked you to tell me what's wrong with it 4 or 5 times. How is that obfuscation?
And I
When
have.
I'm asking you
And
directly
I have.
he has.
And I have.
to correspond my
Yeah,
example.
so you will.
What's
So you
wrong.
will just literally ignore it, obfuscate indefinitely, no matter how many times and in the face of as many examples as I make. You saying non-isolated does not give you one thing to compare it to, but you wanted it to be that way, and we had to get you to a position where you made it clear that you didn't know the problem, and then I highlighted the problem. The other two systems are open and closed, and they're the polar opposite of each other.
Yes, open system, closed system.
Yeah. What, are you now going to do the other thing we highlighted, that you'll claim that you already understood this, even though we went through it on the show only minutes earlier? Yeah, I know that there's... God, I don't know. I'm scratching my head with what to do with him.
That just
Maybe
I don't know.
explain
Like
it
I said, I
properly.
want to have mercy on him. I really do. I think he's a great guy. I just think he's trying to. He's writing checks that his ass can't cash. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree. And on that note, perhaps round out and say, first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in the Nathan Oakley 1980 and Nathan Oakley audiences. Be sure to check out the website, nathanoakley.com, and join the forum to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!